Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Collection. Today we are going to focus on two films, Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween 1 and Rob Zombie's 2009 Halloween 2, and all the props that I own from both films. Now, I was fortunate enough to be on set for part one and was friends with the prop master, and I was fortunate enough to have that relationship. And recently, I purchased all of Tyler Maine's collection that he had kept from both films. And boy, there's a lot. So we're going to go through everything I have, and we'll start right here with William Forsythe's director's chair, kicking off this episode. So here we go. You see the back here. I used to also own Brad Dourif's, but I sold it to my good friend Jack Norman, and it's now in his possession. Well, let's get on to the props. Okay, please forgive the glare, but I'm going to start here on some of my Halloween Rob Zombie items. Now, this was not seen on screen to my knowledge, but this is one of several cards that they actually had Dag hand draw. Now, these badges, these Smith's Grove badges, these were not screen used. These were production made prototypes. Never got used on screen, but production made regardless. This was a Smith's Grove Sanitarium security guard badge. And this is one of the deputies' name tags. It isn't one of these two, but likely from the original ending when they're shooting Myers. This is Malcolm McDowell. This is one of Malcolm McDowell's pairs of glasses from the 70s scene where he goes in to meet with the principal in the high school. This one's a little bit of a mystery. When it was given to me on set, Mark, who was the prop master, told me that this was used during Daniel Harris's violent attack scene. Maybe it was used to help stop the blood or something. I never saw it on screen, but he said that that's what this was from. And that was supposedly her blood. Whatever, I took it. This is Sheriff Brackett's gun, right here. Sheriff Brackett's gun, and these shells, these are shells I actually picked up off the ground in the alternate ending with shooting Myers as he was walking out the front door of the Myers house. These were the shells from the blanks. I scooped them off the ground and decided to display them with the gun. Fancy stuff. Moving on. Okay, starting up here. This is one of the pairs of glasses Nick Manel wore as Bob. Below that, one of the Rabbit and Red articles or ads from the newspaper that has been torn. Partially torn, not completely torn. There were several of these made for the film. This is just one of them. A very cool piece, in my opinion. Now this, if you see here, there's quite a bit of money. It's a big stack. This is supposedly all the fake money that was used in the Rabbit and Red scene, thrown on the stage when Sherry was dancing. This here is the newspaper Sybil Danning is reading when she gets killed by young Michael Dagferch with this very fork. This is a rubber fork. Still has stage used blood. This photo here, him holding it. I think this might be a real one he's holding in the photo though, and not the stunt one. I know many of these have surfaced online. You know, I think there's a lot of fakes out there, but this one I acquired on set, and I know it's legit because I was there.
Now take a look at the fork coming out of his hand. When he's starting to drop it, it's bent. See? Watch. And as it's falling, it starts to go back to shape. And that's because it's rubber, just like the one I own.
Okay, this here is one of the baby Boo photos. Several of these were made for the film. This is just one of them. I do like that it has blood stains around the edges. It's kind of cool. This here is one of the Smith's Grove Myers wristband ID tags. Notice Myers is spelled incorrectly. Now, a lot of fakes I've seen pop up online, the spelling of Myers is correct. So take that for what it is. I got this on set. Were there others where they corrected the spelling? Perhaps, I do not know for sure.
I did obtain this at the same time as the newspaper and the fork, so I believe it to be from this scene, and you can see it on his wrist here. Hard to read, but you can see it's definitely the same one.
Now this here, all this broken glass, this is broken glass that I scooped up off the ground right after Tyler Mane busted through the car window and pulled Scout Taylor Compton through the car window. I was there that night when they shot that scene, and afterwards I just kind of scooped a little bit off the ground, a little memento. Screen used glass. And this bad boy, this is screen used knife. It is a real metal knife, dulled down. And I believe, from what I was told, this was the knife used in this scene right here, in the cemetery, and that is it in the picture. And there's also a famous shot of Michael sitting by the grave with the knife. I believe it's this one. I know Tyler kept one as well. I know there's a few others out there. I don't know how many in total, but I would, if I had to guess, I mean, if you counted the ones that are, you know, special effects ones, the ones that are cut in half, things like that, there's probably around 10. I don't know, I'm guessing. Seen quite a few. But that's the real deal, baby. Now this I absolutely love. This is the Hero buck knife from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It's just gorgeous, man. Lots of good blood staining on it. It's huge, it's heavy, it's real metal, and it's really quite sharp. I mean, you could definitely stab somebody with this thing. I mean, the blade itself has been dulled, but this point is quite sharp. And here's the holster that comes with it. But check this sucker out. I mean, come on. Look at this thing. It's a monster. Gorgeous. That's the size difference. It's got like an extra 4 inches on him. Amazing. Frickin' amazing. So here's some more screen used items from Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now for the record, this is not screen used. Signed to me by Dag when he was a wee lad, but this is an original. You can see how flexible it is. This is an original, was it Collegeville, I believe, did this one. The mask they used or based it on or replicated for Rob Zombie's Halloween. So that's just a real one. I just keep it in here. But this right here, this is interesting. This was a prototype of the cover for The Devil's Eyes that Rob turned down, unused prototype. So, interesting, prototype. Screen used paperback. Funny thing about these, the screen used paperbacks, they were Freddy versus Jason. That's what the actual paperback was, because the prop master had a ton of Freddy versus Jason books that had been given to him. I think they were originally supposed to be given away at a convention, and the guy apparently didn't give them away. Here is one of the hardbacks, a smaller hardback. And this, what book is this? This is, I know this has the insert page in it. A lot of people may not have seen this. But this is, what book is this? Memories of Madison County. Okay. And then the big hardback. The big hardback. Let's check out this one. Okay. So this is James Patterson's London Bridges, is what this is. So, all 3 screen used versions, plus the prototype. Pretty cute. Okay, now let's get into some boots. Right here. These are Tyler's boots and socks from Rob Zombie's Part 1, 2007. Did a good look at these. And the bottoms. Let's see. Don't really seem to have any markings in them that I can see. Doesn't look like it. And he said these were the socks he was wearing. So if you ever want to get your costume complete, you need to find this exact color sock, because that's what Michael Myers has going on underneath there. Let's take a look at this boot. Back. Inside. Ooh. Ooh. Little right. All right, we'll move on to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. He has 2 pair. That he had in his possession. Let's start with this one. They both look pretty much identical as far as wearing and everything. Millennium, Carolina. The bottom again, Millennium. See the inside here, this has the tags. In case you're looking to get a replica. Doesn't appear to be any markings on the inside though, as far as like hero or anything like that written on these. So now looking at them, this looks like this is earlier stages, that these do look more worn. So this is probably stage 1. If you look at them next to each other, we'll compare them in a second. But I do believe this is going to be stage 1 here. Yeah, these look in less worn condition. Inside. Oh, okay. This has markings. 3 hero. Okay. Then this here. It's like the steel toe is really sharp right there, sticking out. Then welded down or whatever, or sanded or whatever they did to get that effect. Inside, and again, this one says 3 hero. So if you look at these, like I'll put this one next to this one, you can see how this one's much more faded and dirty, and obviously more broken in. And we'll compare the other two as well. Why not? Yeah, dirtier, cleaner. Interesting though that they didn't do the tearing up here on the dirtier version. But this is the one that says hero, so maybe they did a little more work to them. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows the story behind it? But Tyler said he did wear both in the film. I don't know if there is other pairs of these out there. I know I've seen another pair of those out in the wild, but as far as these, I'm not sure if there were more than these 2 pair. I'm not sure. Okay, well here we have Tyler Maine's Asylum costume from Rob Zombie's Halloween. Again, this was obtained directly from Tyler. He said this was the main one he wore. Start with the pants. And then the t-shirt up here. Significant stain in there. And these were his slippers. Now, one thing Tyler told me about these slippers in particular, he said these are the only pair that he actually wore in the film. I know there were other pairs made. He said there were other pairs made, but this was the only pair that would fit him. So he said he only wore this pair in the movie and no other pair. Now, if you're wondering what that white stuff is, it looks like mold. It's not. He said that that was the fake snow from outside of the asylum. He said there was a photo shoot they did outside and he got the fake snow on the slippers, and that's what that is. It's not mold. And now we have the robe. We will now take a look at the other side. Okay, the back side. Back side, not quite as exciting. Not a whole lot going on in the back that's different from the front in this costume. A little staining there. Now here on the slippers, you can definitely see the fake snow caked in between the cracks. But I don't believe there's any writing or anything on these. The robe, you can still see the little bit of discoloration there in the collar. Oh, that's some blood or what that's supposed to be. But back of the robe, not much different. Now this is the first of Tyler's jumpsuits that I have from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. I believe this is the first of the two I have. So this one has much less battle damage, if you will. And it's labeled just number 2. Simply number 2.
Now, if you look at this hole here, I believe that this stage is right after he gets shot. Obviously, he'd be bleeding. So this jumpsuit would be just after this scene.
A little crusty there, but not nearly as bad as the next jumpsuit, which is way crusty. Before we get to that one, let's check out the back of this one. This is the rear of the jumpsuit, labeled number 2. There's the patch on the arm. And doesn't have nearly as much battle damage. I would be more than happy to try these on for you and model them, but something tells me my feet would probably go to right about there. Because Tyler was a tall dude. Now this jumpsuit is labeled 52T.
And you can see that hole there that Malcolm's just hanging on to.
And this is from the 2007 Rob Zombie's Halloween. And it's accompanied by a bloody t-shirt. This thing is so crusty, I can't even get the arm to stick out straight because it's just hardened in certain spots where they put a lot of blood. Like this area right here, I mean it's hard. Hear that? And a lot of the sleeve is as well. I mean, this is right here, this is hard. But we will take a look at the back of the jumpsuit right now.
As you can see here, this is the final showdown coveralls. All the blood and bullet holes match. You can take a look at the back here. Look at the one on the left back of the arm and the back right shoulder. They all match perfectly.
This is the back of the jumpsuit of 52T as it's marked. It has a lot of crusty spots, blood patches. This one here, I'm assuming that's leaves and stuff stuck to it. But really hard and crusty with that patch there. Hear that? That is hard. And the collar is pretty stiff as well. But this is the back of 52T jumpsuit. So here is the hero jumpsuit from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Check it out. Pretty frickin' cool. As you can see right there, hero, hero. But there are some distinctive marks on this jumpsuit that match the one in the opening scene. There's that one famous shot of him when he's kind of standing over the nurse. See these markings here? That one there, and this patch here. Those can be seen quite visibly on the leg. Now it looks like they may have added, as filming went on, a few more holes here and there. But this is definitely it. Now we'll take a look at the back. Now the back of the jumpsuit has a lot of weathering. A lot more than the front. In fact, big tears in the back, as you can see here. And on the back there, shoulder, arms. A great deal of weathering and a lot of blood stains. Now we're getting into the Halloween 2 hobo costume. Now this is part of it. There's many layers. Poor Tyler is probably burning up in all this clothes, because under this he was wearing the coveralls. And then as you can see here, we have, it's this flannel shirt, which has the inside all torn up. I don't think this was added. I think this is, yeah, I think this is just something that, I can't tell. Yeah, no, this looks like it was part of this red flannel shirt. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay, I fixed it. The sleeve was rolled in. So here's the sleeve. Inside the jacket. And it's got like this, I guess it was some sort of wool thing on the inside. But it's funny, when you see it in the costume, it looks almost like a weird scarf. You can see on this side here. Similar thing going on here. Same with this side. Has it kind of worn more like this. So you saw all of that. Yes. We'll take a look at this shirt as well. The t-shirt underneath, the bloody t-shirt. T-shirt says Hero. I don't know if this has any markings on it. Doesn't. And then this, just a Kenneth Cole reaction. Not sure if it says anything on the inside of any of this. Don't see anything. But this is that. And then over this coat, he wore a camouflage vest, which I will show you next. And I have an extra one of these jackets. Apparently they had a backup or two versions. We'll look at that. Here is the back of the backup jacket. Just so you can see some of the detail on this. So this would be the extra jacket. Okay, here we go. This is the other jacket, which apparently is the Hero jacket because it has markings, I just noticed. As you can see, yeah, this jacket, the other black jacket, is the Hero one. Open it up and take a look at the jacket a little more. And this side has some serious business going on the inside. So this is the Hero overcoat, apparently. So I have an extra backup overcoat. But that plaid shirt and the white bloody t-shirt would be the ones to go with this ensemble to make the full Hero costume. I'll see, this is the hood, the infamous hoodie. Tyler's hoodie. But you can get a good look at it there. Now we'll take a look at the back. And here is the back. I definitely feel like I need to have a mannequin done specifically for this costume. It's so layered, there's so many pieces to it. It'd be pretty cool to see it all put together on a mannequin. Getting into the details on this bad boy. Look at all the weathering. They really do a lot of work on these costumes. Stuff that you barely see, especially since he's in darkness most of the time. You don't really get to see all this detail. Pretty cool stuff. So I'm actually going to swap out the bloody t-shirt and flannel and put it in this, and let's take a look at it put all together. And here's the grand finale, folks. The complete hero costume put together, minus the jumpsuit. But this is all the different layers he would have worn. You can see it's all put together. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet indeed. So here it is, kids. This is Tyler's mask. It is really thin. See how it moves? It's very thin. I'm trying to do my best here to show it to you while holding it before I put it in a case and on a head and everything, and it retains its shape, pun intended. But you can see right there, see how the rips are and everything. We get some good detail up in this. You know, people love the details. But see the hair. This one really kind of wants to collapse in on itself. It's definitely going to need some good support under it. And Tyler said this is the mask he wore specifically. the scene he remembers wearing this specific mask in, because he took it, I think that night, was when he was taking the 2x4s, smashing the ceiling in the Myers house. Now we'll look at the inside of it. See, it has Velcro. It's also interesting, it has a piece of hair underneath the Velcro, like maybe so a little extra's hanging out. I don't know, it's weird. That says this. It says, looks like it says TM Stunt. TM Stunt, and it says S on it there. And I don't think anything else on the inside. Oh, it says TM Stunt there as well. But yeah, it definitely needs a little TLC. I'll show it once I have it on a head form, and in shape, so to speak. Now it's just looking weird when I do it like that. Sorry, guys. It's hard to do this and hold it with one hand and film it with the other. Ah! Here's the life mask of Tyler. Had some damage on the ears on each side, but the mask should look pretty cool on this. I just don't know how I'm gonna attach this to the stand, but we'll see. Figure it out. Now I put the 2007 mask on the Tyler main head, and look at that. That is a perfect fit, obviously. And it suddenly just puts it back into shape. Oh yes. Pretty awesome, man. Now this one feels thicker. A little bit, not much, but just a little bit thicker. Probably to keep it together. It's all, you know, jigsaw puzzle style. And you see all that detail. Now Tyler said this mask from part 2 was the mask he wore in the scene where he killed Malcolm. Spoiler alert. I'm assuming you've seen the film. It's cool. It actually has some leaves in the hair still. Look at that. Leaves action. And back here. Let's see what it says on the inside. A lot of like dried blood and stuff. This does not have any Velcro. I don't know if it actually says anything. I have a hard time. It's got a ton of dried blood inside. Probably that was on his face. I don't know if you can really make that out, but there's a lot in there. Hold on. Doesn't say anything. There's no markings on the inside, really. No writing that I can see. This one, Tyler gave me a face form of his head that I'm going to put this one on, since you can see the face so much. It's blacked out, but it's from his life cast of his head, so it should sit really well on this. I haven't put it on yet, put it on that head yet, because he gave that to me separately. Yeah. There she is. Pretty bitchin'. I really like this version of the mask. I liked Wayne's versions. I always liked what he did with it. So pretty cool to own them. I put this one back on the velvet heads. Doesn't really fit perfectly. I tried to put this one on the Tyler head first, but the section, there's a section that's been repaired from where it was torn. I remember where that is. It's right here. That spot right there from the movie when it was ripped. And if I force it over that, it's gonna just pull it apart again. So left it. I put this one on this tiny little Shatner head I have. Thought it would work good for the display. How cool is that? The original Escape mask right here. All three reunited. And here we go. All set up in the case. Looking killer. I'm not gonna be able to see that. That was, Tyler had that. I don't know who made that for him, or if he had it made, or Wayne Toff made it for him, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's in the cases now, and I just got to get them up there next to those guys. So it's a matter of doing it very gently in order not to shift anything, because they look pretty dope right now. And here it is, in its final resting place, so to speak. Well, maybe not final, but you know what I'm talking about. It's in its spot. It's in its spot. Thing of beauty, is it not? Getting that glare from the plexiglass. But there it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the collection featuring Rob Zombie's props from Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. And we'll see you on the next episode. Hey everybody! So people have been wondering, Sean, how do we get merch? How do we get t-shirts? How do we get Horrors Hologround stuff? How do we get throw rugs? How do we get Thing with Two Heads stuff? How do we get blankets? You want a onesie for a baby, a kazoo. I don't think they do kazoos. Some people might even want Hollywood's Hologround stuff. The collection with Sean Clark, nobody wants to wear that as a shirt. Anything that they'll slap the logos on, you want to be able to get it, right? So if you go to tpublic.com/user/malfunction, I think that's it. Yeah, tpublic.com/user/malfunction. You can order all kinds of good stuff. And people have been asking for Mark Beer's latest design. Mark Beer rules. He does a lot of our artwork, pretty much all of our artwork. The skull design. See it here? It's right here. Anyway, people want this one, so we're gonna make that available now. Go to the website and order it now on anything you want. Am I moving my arms enough? I hope so. You want shirts, you want hoodies, you want things like that because you dig it. tpublic.com/user/malfunction. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the channel. The more we grow this thing, the more content we can bring, the more stuff we can share with you guys. That's what it's all about, man. Being a community, like-minded people, into the same shit. Rock and roll.